And with Election Day fast approaching, some college students in Hoboken are showing their classmates the importance of civic engagement. At Stevens Institute of Technology, student leaders are working to turn new voter registrations into actual votes and using everything from dorm outreach and social media to free coffee near the polls. As Raven Santana reports, though, they're also connecting classmates directly with local candidates to make sure they understand the issues shaping their city.
Could get more informed student voters, I guess, about local candidates that are running.
At Stevens Institute of Technology, civic engagement isn't just a class topic, it's a campus movement. 2 student leaders have registered hundreds of new voters this year and are now focused on getting them to cast their ballots on November 4th.
So we're residents of Hoboken, we're everybody else's neighbor, and we want to make sure a lot of those quality of life issues are addressed. So everything from like e-bikes to public safety, that's the #1 thing on students' minds. And we actually got that data from students.
For those people who think like, oh, it's college, like I'm going to go back home in like 4 years, like why should I register to vote in my college town? So it's also showing them that, look, like this is your home for the next 4 years. Like this is the place where you live. You're going to be spending most of your time here. And so because of that, you really should register to vote here.
Junior Michael Michello and senior Sarah Paneras have spent the past year organizing everything from dorm storms and candidate forums to social media campaigns, even offering free Chick-fil-A near polling sites to make voting a little more enticing.
Right now, we're trying to get ducks to the polls. We've got a ton of events going on to get Stevens students to the polls, everything from ice cream events, bringing them with our Office of Student Life down to the polls to do early voting, then everything from our little Chick-fil-A to the polls event, which is now like coffee and donuts, but making sure that Stevens students, they're going to the polls and that they're registered in Hoboken and that they're having their voice heard.
Beyond registration drives, they're creating space for meaningful civic conversations inside the Student Government Association office. They've hosted small roundtables and Q&A sessions with local candidates running for city council and mayor.
My biggest thing is for people to know that the first step is just showing up, just like reaching out, even if it is like through social media, looking up those local politicians, even just calling them and being like, look, I'm a little bit confused on what you're running on. Can you just like tell me about these key point issues that I care about?
So oftentimes students come to college not really understanding what different levels of government do. So they might not know the difference between a local city council or a state legislature or the federal legislature. And part of the teaching and learning of interacting with 18 to 22-year-olds on a college campus is telling them who's responsible for what. So it's important to translate, here's the things that you control right now and that you can participate on right now.
Their efforts are paying off. Student voter participation at Stevens jumped from 51% in 2016 to 75% in 2020.
So at Stevens, we have about half of our students who are eligible to register to vote are registered to vote in Stevens. But when you look at the turnout, in the last time we had a midterm election, only about a quarter of our students turned out to vote in a midterm election. So we always have a growth opportunity to have more people understand their role in the process and how they can be involved.
Their work is guided by Dr. Lindsay Cormack, a political science professor who's made it her mission to close the civics education gap. She's also the author of How to Raise a Citizen and Why It's Up to You to Do It.
At Stevens, we have a lot of things that are happening. As our residents are in New Jersey, they have a governor's race. But in specific, for our city politics, we have a mayor's race, and then we have a city council race with the ward that is in representation of Stevens. It's open right now. So it was important for me to have our students meet the people who want to seek that seat because this is who's going to represent them in the Hoboken City Council.
For Michello and Paneras, it's not just about Election Day. It's about building a habit of civic participation that lasts a lifetime. I'm Raven Santana for NJ Spotlight News.